Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. It is Markets in the Morning. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the Blockchain Backer, bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. Welcome to Markets in the Morning. Today is Wednesday, January 22nd, 2025. This is Markets in the Morning, where we take a look at the price action of the cryptocurrency market, including the Bitcoin price chart and the altcoin market. Of course, we'll peek over there at the XRP price chart at $3.19. We take a look over there at the United States stock market, which is set to open up in the next 2 minutes. And then things like the DXY, gold, and then any type of financial news or any type of crypto news as we get ready to kick off our day. But with it being a Wednesday and Markets in the Morning, we always like to have a good time because we are halfway through the work week. So let's go.
It is Wednesday, my
All right. What's up, guys? All right. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Happy Wednesday. Happy Markets in the Morning day. We got XRP at $3.19. We've got Bitcoin at 104,600 as we kick off this Wednesday. Our stock market opens in 1 minute. Last week when we had Markets in the Morning, we got CPI data released about an hour ahead of time. There's no real data coming out today, so I don't think there's any like real catalysts for anything kind of crazy to take place during our live stream today. Last week, what did we do? We started it at $2.80 for XRP, and I think we saw the new all-time high when we were live together last week. Pretty sure that's how reality played out from my memory. Feels like a whirlwind of things have all happened since last Wednesday. Of course, Trump has become president, but then we had all the chaos of the weekend. Like it just nobody got to like step away and enjoy themselves for Friday, Saturday, or Sunday with the launching of Trump's meme coin and Melania Trump's meme coin. And then it's just been kind of silliness and stuff like that afterwards, of course. But otherwise, price action is still just kind of stalled out here. Like for XRP, you know, we've been talking about this. I don't know. I'm sure anybody watching Markets in the Morning probably watches the YouTube video. So it's just going to be kind of repeating stuff. There's not a whole lot of new things to talk about in the market that hasn't been talked about over there in the YouTube videos. At this point, you know, we're still just kind of flagging over here on XRP. Not really a surprise to see that happening there. Just how many days is it going to take for this to kind of play out? You know, the positive things, of course, just kind of looking at the bigger, broader picture of everything. You've seen the total market cap of crypto double tap the previous all-time high from back in 2021. And, you know, total three. You know, is this thing just kind of ready at this last moment here to try to kind of go for the big pop and get itself getting out of here? You know, those are my thoughts. That's the way I'm looking at everything right now, just kind of waiting on it. It seems like a completed correction. It's lasted, about a month and a half in here at this point. Seems like it's ready to go for that pop. That's where the all-time high is for 2021 for the altcoin market, or total three at least. Ethereum, of course, we've been touching base on this one because this has been a very interesting one from a retail investor psychology perspective when it comes to the market. I've seen other people commenting on this too here in those last couple of days, how the psychology of the market is like you're down and out, like it's the worst thing in history. You probably wouldn't feel that way if you're like an XRP investor, but if you look at it from like the aspect of everybody else in the market, or particularly Ethereum investors, we talk about capitulation and the psychology of capitulation a lot, and that there's like three different kinds of it, right? There's like price-based capitulation if price is crashing really hard, or there's time-based capitulation if things are just kind of drawn out and going sideways for a long time. And then there becomes jealousy-based capitulation. And my thoughts on probably with Ethereum and what's going on there is it's a little bit of obviously it's not price-based capitulation. The price hasn't crashed. The price is up 200% over the last couple of years. But it's just kind of crab walked here, gone sideways after a couple of positive news catalysts, like it got its own ETF launched back in here, right? Nothing's happened with the ETF. Price has just been kind of stagnant and going sideways for so long. But I think the primary driver of probably capitulation from retail sentiment perspectives is jealousy-based capitulation happening in there. And that's just normal. That's just what happens. And if you're like a massive Ethereum investor and you think I'm taking a shot at you or something like that, I'm not. I'm just kind of trying to help you out a little bit, that it's pretty normal that people experience jealousy-based capitulation. That's why you see so much FUD about XRP and the thousands of likes on the FUD that happens over there on Twitter. Because a lot of people don't like seeing it, right? They don't like seeing something else go up, which they've had the strong conviction was trash. And then the thing that they're in is just kind of sitting sideways and crab walking. And people who can really relate to that are XRP investors because they had to deal with that for so long. So they've gone through that rodeo before. They know what that feels like. But I think that's kind of the problem going on over there with Ethereum. But, I look at this thing and I think, man, this market's about to rip. And Ethereum will not be excluded from that rip when that eventually ends up coming in here. So still just kind of waiting out on Ethereum to do its thing and get its move going. But I don't think it's too far away. I don't think it's too far away for XRP either. Whether it's this week, whether it's next week, I think we're just getting closer and closer. One of those things that we've looked at a lot, of course, has been the safety trade dominance in here. And this thing has moved really on time. And it's really bizarre. It's always really bizarre when things are moving just like kind of right on pace with timing, right? So we've looked at this for, gosh, it feels like years now. I know we've been looking at it since at least June of 2023, which puts us at a year and 7 months that we've literally been looking exactly at this. And it did take the exact amount of time for that to end up happening in there that, it ends up going for the shoot up. Oh no, here we go. Here we go. Here's our last push up in here. And then it takes us getting all the way over here for that fall to happen, right? So, are we now on the real brink? Right? Is this where Ethereum takes off? Is this where everything gets going? And is this where you get exactly what you want to see? Because I've told this story so many times about XRP back in 2017, how the sentiment capitulated on XRP right before it took off back in 2017. And that you have the sentiment of Ethereum people capitulating on it right now, right here at this exact moment. So that'll be an interesting thing to watch for, and it'll be a life lesson for anybody paying attention if we actually do end up getting this style thing to start happening in here. Because look at this thing; it literally goes right on time, right? Like here's the last push up, right? Here's your last push up. And it happens right here on the literal day the thing starts turning down to the downside. So, if this thing is to go and if it stays at that same velocity, what are you looking at? You're looking at probably still just stalled out here throughout the rest of January, we've got 8 or 9 days left in January. And then you're looking at February just being kind of the chaos of the market, which all falls right into that timing kind of stuff. And then the market potentially coming to a conclusion at some point in late February or in the middle of March. And so just kind of keeping that in mind, that's the way I'm viewing this market right now. Most people won't like that. That's fine. But, I've got to go based off of a series of data points to try to come to my own conclusions, have my own thesis and my own biases. And I try to share those data points with you. Then, there comes the whole point. But what if it's going to be the world reserve currency? Does that change the way you view things? I'm like, well, I can't really use that as a as a data point for me. I've got to go based on the stuff that I show you on the channel. That's just kind of how I go. But what we're looking at, right, is that could think, are we watching a lot of capitulation? Are we watching retail sentiment be in the complete trash can right in the moments before? That's usually how it goes. It's usually how it always goes. Retail goes straight into the trash can. There's kind of jealousy-based capitulation and all that stuff. But based on the data points that we could see in here and the timing of how it has moved, hopefully we're just a week or two away from things getting catalyzed and ripping and roaring. So getting awfully close in there. Otherwise, Bitcoin just still a cluster, swear word, of a range, right? So still not fully convinced on Bitcoin just yet until something develops that looks familiar as of right now. Just crazy range. And as XRP is still just that continuation of that flag happening in there, waiting for that rip to come out of there. And like we talk about a lot, and I don't want to keep harping on the next phase after that, but I mean, I think this thing will rip hard. But then after that, there's typically a back test after that. So we're not in that phase yet. It's looking for the big monster rip to come out of there and break the all-time highs, have daily candles to close above the all-time highs from 2018, and to have weekly candle closes above the all-time high from 2018. And that's what all these markings are in here. These are the all-time highs. You can see we have not had a daily candle close above the 2018 all-time high yet. Definitely have had every single daily candle has closed above the 2018 all-time high, which is this one right here. Not all-time high, excuse me. The highest daily close of 2018, which is right here. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles close higher than we've ever seen a candle close before. But this is the actual literal all-time high from 2018. And that's, of course, where it's just kind of pausing out and bouncing around in here. But in the next phase, I think we will actually see that. And I think we'll see the weekly candles close back up above there. And then in some type of insane liquidation or something like that, those levels will probably end up being the areas of interest at that time. Otherwise, still just crab walking in here for the market currently right now. And I think we probably covered all of that. I think I see it here. Bull flag over here on total market cap after double tapping the previous all-time high. Bull flag happening in here. But I think the bigger thing, kind of like just looking at it from like a timing perspective, and the thing that kind of just has me intrigued on time is that we've just really operated right there on that timing schedule so far. And we'll see if February is our big month. And as of right now, it's lining up to be the big one. So, all right. As for DXY, of course, DXY, we saw it get right near that 702 retracement just like a week ago. That's been the struggle point for it at this point. That, of course, you can see down in here, this is early December, right? We've always had this label as like the historical danger level. This has been, once it ripped out of there, that's when the crypto market really went into kind of its pause right there since the beginning of December. Gold's still just in this big giant range. I'm going to suspect that's probably the peak of it right there. But holy cow, it just won't quit on itself at this point. The stock market, though, has done quite well. Yesterday, I think the Dow Jones was up over 500 points yesterday. I think the NASDAQ was up like 150. And I can't recall the other ones, but I think everybody was up yesterday. You can see as we kicked off today so far, the Dow has opened, it's up 75 points. The S&P is up 30, and the NASDAQ's up 240 currently right now, with the Russell about flat, down 2.9 points. Gold and silver, nothing huge, 0.25 point each. Silver's down about 1% to the downside. Leaders of the stock market, looks like Netflix is the big winner this morning, followed by Nvidia, Microsoft, Google, Meta. Oh boy, Mag 7 all up in there. Then you got ARK, GameStop, and Amazon. Losers of the morning are Ford, United Health, and GE. Again, these are things I'm looking for Confluence, for things for me to start screaming that I'm pretty worried about what's going on in the market, that we're seeing a broadening out happen throughout the market. I get it. ARK, Roblox, they're like laughing stocks of retail, right? I do get that. But these are things that I focus on to say, hey, if there's a confluence happening in here, if these retracements happening in these like smaller to mid caps, these would be the things that I'm going to kind of start saying, all right, do we have confluence happening in crypto at the exact same time? Still plenty of room for these things to run. These are nothing new. Both of these things have been brought up on the chart for years. Same for Roblox. It's always been, even like the trolls when they come in here, what do you think of Roblox now? Hey, what do you think of Roblox now? So Roblox is up, but again, it's watching those retracement levels once we get back in there, and if there's a confluence and stuff. So I still think there's room to run on this, and this is not just for these two particular assets. I think we're just seeing that broadly throughout the market. Once they get there, that's where we'll start screaming about sky is falling again or something like that. As for the Fed is not anticipated to cut next Wednesday. So about once a month, once every 2 months, we end up having a Fed meeting. That will be in 7 days from right now. We have markets in the morning. That morning is a live stream. And then a couple of hours later, we end up live streaming the Fed meeting. So, you can kind of, was it just completely political for this thing to end up happening with the rate cuts, right before the election? They come in and do a big doozy, do a 50 basis point rate cut. And then, Trump wins the presidency. The language of the Fed changes drastically. Oh, no. we're just going to do 25 now. And maybe not even anymore. Well, it's anticipated. Now he's president. Now they're probably not going to be doing rate cuts anymore. So, yeah. So anyway, 99.5% probability there will not be rate cuts. So are we not in a cutting cycle? That's good for, yeah, I get it. People want to think that a cutting cycle is good, but are we not in one? Like, look throughout history, cutting cycles are typically bad. Maybe we're not in one. So we'll end up seeing. As for news that's going on out there, crypto's been kind of the highlight of the news. I mean, obviously, Trump becoming president, that's big news happening in there, but we don't really cover a lot of political news. It's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to convince you to like a president or dislike a president or to like a candidate or dislike a candidate. We tried our best here on the channel to minimally talk about any politics through the entire election season. Obviously, Trump's name's going to get brought up a lot this week because he became president this week, but move beyond that where it won't be so frequent. But obviously, it's in a lot of news right now because Wani launched a coin. Ross Ulbricht got pardoned today, stuff like that. So we'll touch bases on those types of things, though. But Procter & Gamble earnings beat estimates as shoppers buy more household staples. Jamie Dimon says the U.S. stock market is kind of inflated. You don't say. All right, stock futures jump on strong earnings gains in tech shares as S&P 500 nears all-time highs. Very cool stuff. All right, Crypto Daybook America's Bitcoin Gold rally in tandem on regulatory outlook, muted tariff effects, golf and connecting games and real-life golf with Web3 technology. I hate this, right? So we get to our very first CoinDesk is just trash. I have no problem saying this when it comes to this website. It's so cluttered. And then they intentionally make it so cluttered that I read the first headline and it's sponsored. So I just read you something that someone paid to be right here for as their very first top story. All right, we're moving on. You don't get any news coverage, CoinDesk. That's what you get. On to Cointelegraph, who makes it very easy to read. All right, U.S. court over... How we doing, guys? We cover the news in typical format here. All right, Cointelegraph. U.S. court overturns tornado cash sanctions in pivotal case for crypto. U.S. stocks closed down as industry still awaiting Trump action. Wait, what? No, the stocks were way up yesterday. What are you talking about? All right, Goats AI agent play to win crypto for you. Flappy Bird reboot. Fake Trump and Millennia tokens record 4.8 million inflows in 24 hours. Yeah, I'm sure people have made fake ones. Ethereum ETF issuers expect staking to be greenlit soon, says Joe Lubin. Mark Cuban mulls meme coin to pay U.S. debt. Musk's Doge agency launches official website. I like Cuban's new glasses. He's gotten rid of the other ones. All right, Musk's Doge agency launches official website with Dogecoin logo. No way. Did they really? Let me see. Doge. Gov. There's nothing on the website. If you go to doge.gov, I don't know. Be careful. Okay, I don't know. Don't go there. I don't know. All right, U.S. crypto is closed down. Okay, that was wrong. All right, Trump pardons Silk Road creator Ross Ulbricht. Trump's first day in office ends with no mention of crypto. Okay, there you have it. That's your news. Obviously, the big news of the week, Trump became president. Trump launched a meme coin. I don't know what the price of that thing is right now. Let me go check. It's just been kind of hovering flat for the last couple of days. Then Melania Trump. I mean, here's the deal. I'm not saying buy it. I'm not saying don't buy it. But I think everybody is still just so confused by it. And what does that possibly mean? Right? I wish I had a real good interpretation of it. And I haven't seen anybody come out with one yet. Everybody says stuff, but nobody knows. But it's weird. And I think everybody's trying to process that too and just kind of let the dust settle from all of it. And sometimes like there's stuff that'll happen on charts and I'm always like, man, was that supposed to happen on the chart? Like, was that really supposed to occur? And like for example, like was this supposed to show up here? Like, I don't know if that's really supposed to be on the chart because what this happens like late at night. Melania Trump launches her coin. Everybody panics all at once. Then the market realizes it over panicked, and then it just kind of reverts back to where it was. Like, should that even be there? You know what I mean? I don't know. But all right, there you go. That's what you got. 103.8 for Bitcoin, 316 for XRPs. It still just chills in here, waddling in this range, but every daily close has been above the 2018 highest daily close. Ethereum just meandering along, waiting on the altcoin market to be able to do something in here, but all setups look good to go so far. Total, of course, has done the double tap on top of the all-time high, waiting to see a bull flag just kind of form itself out in here and then hopefully rip to the upside. And then if you're looking for timing, if you're trying to think of timing or find something to in any way insinuate timing and that this is all a simulation and all of this has been pre-planned and every narrative you think that you thought that you knew that's running the show is actually all just pre-programmed into the universe and into markets. That kind of gives you a clue on timing that maybe the first week of February is where things really get kicked off based on how we have moved so far. So we'll see how that goes. Otherwise, no real big news to go through that we didn't already cover. I think, we're kind of all, it's like I'm not breaking news to you by talking about Trump coin or Trump becoming president. I mean, like you all knew that. So, all right, there you go. That's what you got going on in markets for today. The ranges just continue and retail sentiment is in the trash. It's probably just because prices have been all over the place. There's some who have been major winners and some who haven't really done anything. And so retail sentiment has just been trash. But you wouldn't know that if you're like massively in XRP. You've been fine. You're like, what are you talking about? This is the best time of my life. But that's not how the rest of the market is right now. And that's one of the reasons why you see a lot of the FUD and the trash talking. And it's a normal psychological behavior when people are not participating in that. So Jonas Fugalis, what gold price would worry? I don't have a price on gold that would worry me, but it'd be obvious why we're still stalled out in here if this thing just kind of continues, right? There's still just screams of distribution happening in here. Is it just going to be really long? I don't know. But there's never a price that I'm like, oh no, that price means the end of the world, not on gold at least. All right, let's hop on in. What are we at? We're 22 minutes in. Again, guys, so we try to keep these at under an hour. As for Super Chats, of course, they're always super appreciated. I sincerely appreciate the support. I'm very grateful for it. But I do ask, there's over 3,000 people in here. It's so common. Somebody will just toss a couple of bucks and be like, hey, can you do a complete thorough analysis on my altcoin that I want you to cover? I won't be covering those. I appreciate the Super Chats, but I got to respect everybody and ask that you do it too. Just kind of recognize what you're doing. Here's $1.99, cover my altcoin. I can't do that. So I appreciate it. I don't mean to be rude to you. I don't want you to take it personal, but I just can't cover it. All right, Ethan Davis. Typically in cycles, do the altcoins that just retrace top out while the rest set all-time highs or before, excluding leaders? Well, if you go back to 2021, you'll see that there was a confluence event happening, right? Some things were hitting the full extensions while others were just hitting retraces at the exact same time. Right? That's our example, right? Like 2017, it was an everything goes. 2021 was not. So having to go into it already with the mindset in 2025 that it will probably be a 2021 style event where it's not going to be everything. If you're able to beat, like we don't know what the market average is going to be right now. We know that in 2021, of the top 100 assets in the cryptocurrency market, 20% of them were able to at least touch their past all-time high. didn't even mean they broke into an all-time high. It was just 20% were able to touch, which meant 80% could not even make it back to their all-time high in 2021. So if you beat 20%, right? If of your coins that you own, if at least 20% of them went off raging into new all-time highs above their 2017 or 2018 highs, then you beat the market average. Right now, we don't know what that number is going to be here in 2025, but hopefully we beat the averages, right? All right, John Biddle, member for 17 months. Would you mind revisiting your stock market crash with United Health as the catalyst scenario? Is the clock still ticking? Is that the top marker? I don't know what you mean by revisit it. Like, can you do a full analysis of the stock market crashing and United Health being the catalyst? Look, it's pretty weird, right? Because for people who are just tuning in, I kind of made this like guess a long time ago that United Health would have something to do with the peak of the stock market. And, with the current peak that's in the Dow, unless the Dow set a new high, I don't know. I haven't really looked at the Dow. All right, the current peak of the Dow at this exact moment is literally marked by the day that event happened to the United Health CEO. So we'll see. We'll see. Romano, Fro, channel baby. Oh, yeah, 9 months, not a baby. Thank you very much. Jordan, YouTube, new member, welcome. Jazz D. If we go to $5, you see it's coming back down to 2, pausing there for summer, and then climbing up further by the end of the year. I'm, right now, right? Okay, theses can always change, right? I'm genuinely in the belief that we're like roaring up for end of cycle stuff here over the next couple of months. So I think what you're trying to ask is it going to be like 2021, right? Is it going to be like, hey, we're going to have this nice springtime rally. Then we have our typical cruel summer, right? We always have a cruel summer. And then when we get to October, November, and December, is the market going to rampage and roar again, right? I think that's kind of the question that you're asking. I'm not so sure about the whole October, November, December rampage roar stuff. I'm more in the camp that, this is kind of the time to shine. And I think a lot of people, we're going to see the same typical behavior happening here that we always see. And you could see it over there on Twitter already. And you know what, man, there's no way of telling if I'm going to be right? Like my thoughts are, right, the XRP, please, dear God, be right. At least get to these prices, right? $8, $9, $10, $11, right? That's like the primary area I'm going for. But you can go on Twitter and you can just see, like, nobody's happy with that price. I didn't come this far. I didn't wait this long to get $8, $9, $10, $11, right? Like, no way. $30, $50, $100, right? That's where they're at, right? And you can just already tell people are going to round trip the whole thing, for sure. And that behavior is going to occur again. And, and that's how you get a top, right? And that's how you get people to buy high prices, is they have to believe in even higher. And I think the crowd is already starting. And I think we're lining ourselves up for that too. I'm kind of going on a tangent here right now because I'm just trying to lay the groundwork of what I'm going to be like when we get up there, right? It's going to be, the blockchain I know nothing. He know nothing. It would not be surprising to me if the news is just absolutely epic at the top. Epic. And that's where people can't process things. That's where they say, how could you possibly be bearish here when the news is so good? You know what I mean? Like, let's say we get to $9 and then the SEC drops their appeal. Trump comes out and says XRP strategic reserve, right? We've talked about this stuff. Trump coming out saying, I love XRP, right? And like Hester Pierce. Okay, that's big news, right? Hester Pierce leads the crypto task force where they're going to like redo all stuff. We can read that here in a minute. That's news worth covering. And the SEC comes out and says, we are so sorry to Ripple and XRP investors. We were wrong. we love you. We're going to give you all the regulatory clarity you need for all the ETFs that you want, right? Like, what if you got all those events all at one time at like $9? BCB, how could you possibly be bearish? This time is different. Just giving you food for thought. Yeah. And it's a thought exercise. Don't take it personal and get mad at it. It's a thought exercise to think about, because it's what always happens. It's what happens at literally every top. Every single top of every single asset is always extremely exciting news every time. And so your question is, do we go on and have another big rally in October, November, and December? I think this is going to be our big rally. And to gamble beyond that, it's going to be very hard for me to gamble beyond that. I'll have a bag, right? I'll still have like 35% of my crypto. I'll restructure my portfolio, minimize it down to very few assets. It won't be a tremendous amount of them, right? They still include Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, maybe a couple of altcoins, but not like the lots that I have right now. But it'll be very hard to gamble the whole bag beyond that point. So this is the bet that I'm placed on. This is where my chips are. It's the number I'm on. So now spin the wheel. But after that, no more spinning after that with the whole stack. But you say, if we go to $5, you see it's coming down to $2 and then pushing for the summer and then climbing up further. I think it's reasonable to expect big move and then, right, a big thingy like that. But your question for how much time it's going to take, I think it's all going to happen in that much time, right? In that much time. I don't think it's going to take 9 months. Joker's performance. Gold in a macro month chart has formed an ending diagonal pattern. Do you think an overthrow scenario is in store to $3,000? You search any diagonal and see. Thank you, BCB. Yeah. Maybe. Have we hit the 4.236 extension? Somebody brings that up all the time. I don't remember if it's this one or if it's... No, it's not this one. There you go. Maybe. You know, you got a bearish divergence on the weekly on there. I don't know. And I'm not convinced it's even going to go into a new high. It could still just be stalled out, and this is just it. And then, right, and then come up and hit it like that. Right, if this is bigger distribution happening in here. But we'll check on it next week. The answer will come by next week if that thing's paused out and done. Craig Tilbury, hey BCB, when you measure the breakout of a bullish pennant, would you use dollars or cents or percent to measure the height of the move? I'm talking about the XRP chart specifically. The dollars and cents is typically what is used. Not percent. However, in crypto, it can change. So your question is very specific to XRP. So XRP has behaved differently in that where it is more of a percentage thing. Maybe not percentage thing, but on log scale at least. So, boy, let's see if there's a chart I can burn. Here you go. Right, in XRP, all these waves were of equal length on log scale. This wave was the same size as this wave right in here on log. I think that answers your question. and a wave of equal length at current times right now, if that bottom holds, which I suspect it will, would put XRP into the 11s. Is where waves of equal length would be at right now. Dale says the Dow hit a 702 retracement yesterday. Not anymore. Not anymore. Typically on 702 retracements, though, as well, is that you are looking for an ABC. Something like that. Corey. Oh, boy. Oh, sorry. I'm not on Corey, but my thing is crashing on me. Here we go. Corey says $10 XRP could be like, oh my gosh. YouTube does this a lot, man, where it just like starts breaking on itself. It's been like this for about a month. I'll just read this one while I can. Corey says $10 XRP could be like 100K Bitcoin in 2021. Do you think yours could reach the impact of the XRP price action? Do you think my reach could impact the XRP price action? You're one of the most influential XRP content creators, and your T expectations could form consensus. No, I don't. No, because so many people pour into this market. It doesn't matter. At the bottoms, it's never mattered. Ever. And people want to speculate that because then they want to say BCB crashed it. It was BCB's fault it crashed. There you go. There you go. YouTube just finally crashed on me. Now I can reopen it and it won't be all wonky on me. Does that all the time. It's done that every stream that we've done for about a month, or at least like the last 4 that we've done. Now it should run much smoother now that it's done its crash. No, but it never has. I've screamed for prices to go up and prices wouldn't go up. It's stalled out for a long time. Julian Robbins, BCB, I'm looking at AVAX and DOT. But anyway, your question regarding 100K is $10 the 100K Bitcoin of 2021. Very possible, right? So that's why we also talk about this too. What happened with Bitcoin? It hit its 4.236 extension on its market cap, but people didn't care. If XRP hits its 4.236 extension on its market cap, people will say it doesn't matter. So, and that does not get you to $10. I think that gets you to $9. Julian Robbins, BCB, I'm looking at AVAX and DOT and having a hard time seeing all-time high pumps. What's your thoughts regarding 2021 20% coins going to all-time high? Thanks. Both of them fall into top 20 by development activity. They may both be in top 10 as well. So they at least have a statistical check mark that improves their chances. I think we've gone through this. For those who have read the newsletter, I can't pull the number off the top of my head, but I do believe 65% of coins pulled from top developer went into all-time highs, right? So that still doesn't give you a 100% probability. However, if you went from the top 20 by market cap, you had only a 20% probability. If you went based off the top 100 by market cap and just threw darts at it, you had a 20% probability. But if you went based on just like development activity alone, I think you were at like 65% probability of being able to hit a new all-time high. So they have that statistic in their favor. Does it give it 100% for both of them? Nope. So we'll see. But DOT's chart is just like Ethereum Classics chart from 2021 and 2020. The Sport Boys. Thank you, Julian. The Sport Boys. When looking at this market compared to previous bull runs, can you start to identify the winners? Last time, 20% made all-time highs. Thoughts on who the winners will be this bull run? In my last newsletter that I just published right here, We actually kind of went through it, and I don't think you can fully tell right now, but I think you're probably getting a little bit of a glimpse into it already on who they're going to be. You essentially, like this part right here, I should have done a better job in the title of saying leaders. We're looking at different coins, right? So I bought a 20 coin portfolio back in September, right? 20 coin portfolio, and mixed in all those data points, mixed in developer activity, user activity levels, percentage drawdowns, and circulating supply inflation in order to build it. And so we kind of go through it, and I separate all the 20 coins that are in there as leaders, mid-pack, and losers, right? So there's like 5 leaders, 10 mid-pack, and 5 losers in there. And even in there, after going through all the analysis of saying, is this going to be the thing that kind of tells us? I don't know. I don't think you can tell just yet. But I would bet the ones that are at least the leaders right now are probably the ones that are going to continue leading, which are going to be your things like your XRP, Hedera hash graph. I think Cardano is one of them. I can't remember the other two. But then you have a lot of mid-pack. You have a lot of them that are just acting like the rest of the market in general. And then you have some that are just lagging behind. And I think probably your leaders, the ones that are like at least showing the strength, like here, like give me an example. Let's go over here. As an example I use in the newsletter. Okay, there's election night. There is a stark difference between some stuff in this market that is holding up really well and some that just had no follow through. Like XRP, here's election night, boom, shoots all the way up, and now still up over 500% since election night. And yet you have things like Aptos, here's election night, boom, up almost 100%, then takes it all back and now up 9%. Is Aptos probably going to be one of the big winners? Based on the price action and the way it's acting and the way people are flocking to it, and it doesn't look like it, right? I'd probably bet on it that XRP is probably going to be a winner versus Aptos. That's speculation at this point, but does it seem probable that this could shoot up like this, sustain its strength, and then keep going versus this shooting up, losing and losing? I'd say we're probably, I don't know if you can tell from mid-pack, right? Like the ones that like, for what would be mid-packs? Like Chainlink. See if I still have this open in here. No, I don't have it. Hold on, I'm trying to pull stuff up on my end so I can read my own things. Sorry, I know it's silence. It's like the thing you're not supposed to do on a live stream with thousands of people, but I just want to get you the data. Okay. All right, things that are like leading, right, are like Cardano, Bitcoin, Hedera, SUI, and XRP. And then things that are like middle of the pack. It's like your AVAX, like we was just asked about, your Polkadot, right, Ethereum, Chainlink, right? And then like you're seeing things like this, that's your lower pack, right? Most stuff that's like mid pack has not pulled all the way back down to reclaim this, right? So we'll do an example of like leaders and losers right now. Let's go to Chainlink. And Chainlink's looking better right now. But like here's election night. Let me take everything off here. And I'll just circle it. This is being stronger than the market. This is being weaker than the market. This is doing exactly what the market is doing. And by saying what the market is doing is that. This is total 3, right? So have I lost it all? No, where is it? There it is, right? So this chain link looks exactly like what total 3 looks like, right? And so like when you look at assets, probably 50, at least on the 20 I bought, like 50% of them look like this, right? And then 25% of them look like this and 25 look like that. And so like, is this going to be the sign of the ones that will do well, right? Like of the ones where you can be like, on these ones, I'm going to be monitoring all-time high extensions. On these ones, I'm going to be watching retrace levels. And then on this one, I'll probably just be paying attention to total 3. I don't know if that is how it's going to play, but I've definitely done the thought exercise that you're asking to say, is that there? I wrote about that in the past newsletter on going through that type of a thought exercise. And that's where I'm at right now, that I'm thinking probably the ones that are leading are going to be your all-time hires. The ones that are lagging are probably only going to be your retracements. And the ones that in here are more of your wild cards on that. They're probably just going to do whatever total 3 does, or there could be a couple select ones in there that give you your surprise of the big monster moves, like your Ethereum Classic of 2021 that nobody saw coming. That those could still exist here within this pack. But these ones, the ones that are just way down, are probably your retracements. That's my thoughts, at least at this moment. Martin Kelly. Hey, BCB, expecting my first child in March, and I hope all of this does play out by then. Thanks for everything you do, and awesome newsletters. Thank you very much, Martin Kelly. 13 months, over a year. Congratulations on your first child. And I know what that's like to go like that. I never forget it. My daughter was born. I remember looking at her laying on the table after she was born. I put my finger down and I touched her toe, and she was real. I couldn't believe it. You've lived your whole life being selfish and being all about yourself, and you're finally going to feel what it's like to have something that matters more to you than you matter to yourself. And you still don't know that just yet. You may be starting to feel that, but once that child is born, you will suddenly realize you are not the center of the universe anymore. And there's a part of relief that comes with that. So when people always say, what are those like YouTube videos? They're like, I'm 40, childless, living my best life. I'm like, no, you're not. No, you're not. Congratulations. XR Priest, are you planning to swing trade the retrace after the bubble top, or is that too far ahead right now? Also, $3 XRP, let's go. Yeah, how many days are we above? This is the 8th day above $3. Who can't? It's insane, right? We could be the Ethereum people right now. But we're not. We're not. I'm not sure yet. It's going to have to be something real clear. I'm tired, bro. I want to own some treasuries, just cash, and not, this is a big play for me, right? There's a lot of capital I have in the market, and I do anticipate I'll be doing some trading, but it's not going to be some full stack trading. It's going to be small. Like I could imagine, like we're talking like, instead of doing 65% exit, I do a 75% exit. And then I have 25% that just kind of gets locked away. And then there's 10% of that other 10% that's actually used in actual trading. But we'll get there. We'll see what the market looks like at the time and decide at that time. But definitely over half is just coming, straight up coming out. You probably get locked up in treasuries and stuff like that too. I was talking to somebody this morning. One of the things about when you may not know this, when you get sober, something you're supposed to not do in your first year of sobriety is you're not supposed to make any type of extreme decisions in your life, like making big purchases, or starting new relationships, because those can tend to be volatile, and your head isn't really completely clear yet at that point. But the same thing can happen when you come into a lot of wealth suddenly, to not make any really big purchases within the first year, or do anything, because you're likely to fumble it, and likely your 40-year plan, you're probably not going to be making the best decisions for it, while you're just massively hopped up on dopamine from the high of the victory that you just got. So treasuries are dope. Lock them up for 6 months, right? Hit the big win and then lock the money up for 6 months where you can't even touch it. You're like, okay, now what do I do? I'm still poor, but it's all locked up away. But at least gives a chance to kind of think about things for a little while and then kind of assess it and not make any rash decisions right away. Degenerate Speculator says, does anybody know his H-bar top target? Not sure if I've ever heard him say it, but he won't mention anything now the chats are bigger. That's you asking me to cover an altcoin, but you just danced around it. Did somebody answer his question for him? The big number I'm watching for, at least at this time, is the 4.236 extension of the market cap. Thank you, brother. Diving into XRP. Would you consider a collaborative video with Credible Crypto, Dom? Nah, I don't do collab videos. I get asked all the time. I think it can help a lot of new incomers and be really enjoyable. There's no point in them. There's just half the time they're right, half the time I'm right. Battle, and it doesn't do anything. So, here's the deal. I don't watch other people either. One of the things that I do, like I try to tell you that I don't watch what other people do, because you're getting my take here. I'm telling you right now, if you got other YouTubers, and they exist, if you hear them just regurgitating the things that I'm saying after my videos come out, it means all they're doing is watching my stuff and regurgitating it. You will never accuse me of that here on this YouTube channel, because everything is literally my take. So I don't get influenced by watching other content creators or tracking other people's ideas. Everything in here is a fresh take of my own. If you want to watch other YouTubers or other things and they have a completely different way, they've somehow came to the same conclusion. Use that as confluence, man. There you go. You got what you need. But I just don't watch other people or follow other people's ideas or track what they're doing, because then it's going to negatively influence me. And I know that happens. You start getting in your own head. You're doubting what you're thinking. And so I've never done collabs, and I just don't intend on doing them. I get asked all the time. It's just not for me. Not that I have anything wrong with those guys. I think that Dom guy is doing a good job posting his stuff over there on Twitter, showing the order book flows and stuff like that. He's cool. Cred, he's always giving his takes, man. They got nothing wrong with these guys. But it's just not my thing to do collabs. I get asked all the time. Hans Loaded, member for 20 months. Smash the like button. Yes, thank you. We have 3,800 people in here, just a little over 1,000 likes. It's the number one way to support the YouTube channel is to just habitually hit the like button. And you guys always do a very good job at that, and I appreciate that. But if you haven't yet, just hit the X on the chat, hit the like, and then hit live chat again, and boom, that's all it took. Jeff S. says, I just appreciate, just appreciation for all your time and loyalty to us. Thank you very much, sir. Corey says, wave of equal length would put XRP at $4.30. In which case do you watch for waves of equal length? Yeah, see, 430 is a number I think we could have. It's going to be hard because I don't want to predict 430 is going to do it. But it'll be interesting to see where that double tap, bull flag, breakout, violent backtest, V bottom, right? Like, where does that violent backtest come from? It might come from in the 4s. It might come from in the 5s. But see, your question was specifically to XRP, right? Waves of equal length, like if you're in impulsive, like we are right now. I believe even the waves of equal length worked for XRP in 2020 to 2021. But it would have to be identified that you're in an actual trend and not in a range. Right, and it's a hard question to answer for that to be specific on everything. So for example, with XRP, we have so many examples of it. It's on log scale. The waves of equal length are working on log scale, whereas for Bitcoin, that was on linear, right? That $107,000 price target was not on log, right? It was on linear. And so it's kind of like for me, when I'm looking at these things, I have to at least see some evidence of that particular chart doing it. Or I think lots of things are dumb if you don't have it to back it up. Like one thing that I think is dumb to use on XRP is moving averages. I just think it's dumb because it just has no historical basis of working. Whereas if you use it on Bitcoin or you use it on like the crypto market or if you use it on Ethereum, it works all the time. So I don't think there's any problem with using those moving averages on those asset charts. But using moving averages on XRP, it's just I always think you have to have some type of hit rate. You have to have some type of evidence of something working on that asset before. And not all indicators work on all assets. So it's about finding things that have historically worked on particular assets and seeing if they continue to. Matt M. Have a buddy who got wrecked by Trump and liquidated everything else in response. The emotional toll of this market is real. Stay safe, everyone. I believe that. I would believe that. I think the retail pile-in on that trade was crazy. Mars Maserati. What did he say? A cents hold greater than 10 ETH down 20K since March 23. ETH dead? What? I don't know what that means, but thank you. Gator gifted 5 BCB memberships. Thank you, brother. We're almost at an hour, guys. Javi, hey, bro. You said from the analysis March it might end the season, but previously it was December 17th, January 18th in 2021. It was January, so why do you think time won't follow the same pattern? Thanks. Javi, I'm not sure if you're new, brother. So we've gone through a lot, and that's okay. That's okay. We've gone through it tremendously. The peak of this market was when? In 2021, when was the peak of the market? That's the hard question everybody can't answer because a part of it's denial too, right? So everybody wants to say November of 2021 was the peak. But what is going on? Why is there like 1 million gifted subs from Pi? 50? Jeez. Thank you. There you go, guys. Lots of green names will be showing up in the chat today. All right. So anyway, the peak of this market is when? Is it November of 2021 or is it April and May of 2021? Right. That's the thing. So that's the peak. You're at 4-year cycles, bro. Right. There's your 4-year cycles telling you right here. Right. Oh, there we go. There's Ron saying, what are your thoughts on VeChain, sir? I don't have any. JJ Jacob, what's weird about safe trade dominance is when it started to collapse in 21, others was already 2 months into expansion and the big move already happened. Right. Well, one thing to think about too is like what we're talking about in here. Like, how high are you thinking that we're going to end up going? Because one thing we're talking about on here, remember this. Yeah, this will make a lot of people upset, but like we've talked about it for a long time, right? Like, is that the top of the market right there? And we're that close to it, right? That's not too far away, right? It would be one more push, right? One more big push. Maybe it's a 5-wave push happening in there, And that's how you get there, and that's the end. So it's like we could be just as far along, right? Right? Like you got that left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's it. It could be. Dave O'Brien, new member, thank you very much. JJ Jacob, thank you, man. Hutchie House. Yo, BCB, why do you never mention XLM anymore? I feel like the chart semi resembles the XRP chart. Brother, I never bring up the Stellar Lumens chart. Ever. And if it is, it's just to mock it of how it resembles the XRP price chart and just follows XRP. But yeah, it's never anything I'm bringing up. Like, it's never independently something I'm just like bringing up ever. So it's not something to say, why don't you ever bring it up anymore? It's just something I don't ever bring up. I mean, I own a small bag, but not like, I don't know the value of it versus my XRP bag. I assume my XRP bag is most likely 100 times larger. That's like the ratio of my Stellar Lumens to my XRP bag. Oh boy, I'm really far behind. Haji, I appreciate the super chat. I'm not trying to give you a hard time, but I don't really ever cover Stellar Lumens. It's not something I'm interested in. Gator, when movie? You know it. Breakout. We got to break above 340. And then we do it. Zachariah, are you surprised Maddox still at the lows? I am surprised with how much NFT activity occurs on Polygon and with Polymarket. I'm pretty surprised by it. Kid is Black gifted 1 BCB memberships. Thank you very much. Pi, crazy man. Just wanted to say thanks BCB for what you are doing. Thank you very much for the super chat. And then I know coming up, I'm so far behind that I know coming up next is going to be the big 50 memberships by you, Pi. And I really appreciate it, man. B, member for 19 months. I love you, BCB. Thanks for all that you do. Please give the people the dollar value of HPAR of 4.236. I don't know. I'd have to pull it up, man. You could do it yourself. That's the thing. See, the point is not for me to be your shot caller. And then you say, the price never hit the target that you said it was going to be. I bet everything because I watched YouTube and you said this number and then it didn't. It's your fault. You have the charts. Map it out. I literally teach it out to you. Here you go. Here. Oh, see over here on this side right here where it's like this fibby thing. Just you pull up your chart. You go get that fibby thing and then create it. And then you got it. And this website's free, TradingView. It's free. I mean, they got paid memberships. I got the paid membership, but it's free to do that. Just do that. You can do it on your phone. You can do it on PC. You got to have your own convictions. Kid is Black. Do you use TradingView to set targets or CoinTrader Pro since it seems to be complete or accurate? It totally depends, man, on the charts. I really balance them both between each other to try to get some confluence. I like to primarily use TradingView because I can save stuff. But you can save charts, you can set alerts, you can do everything over there in TradingView, which is the one I pay for the membership on. CoinTrader Pro is just 100% of free stuff, free thing, right? And it doesn't really save everything that you do. Sometimes it saves a lot of stuff, but you can't set up price alerts or set up multiple charts all at one time on that thing. But it's going to like give you completer data history, especially for like newer assets or spotty assets on exchanges where you can go back and see a lot of the price history. So I use a mix of both of them. Hello, 123. I've been following you since 2021, a member for a few months. 86% of my portfolio has been in XRP since 2021. You're crazy. Thank you for everything, BC. That's tough. It was a tough ride for a long time there. Oh, boy. But, man, I mean, 2024, 2025, the year to be an XRP holder, hadn't it? It's crazy. And then there's Pi's 50 memberships. Pi, thank you. Crypto Beach, thanks for all your hard work. Thank you very much. Meninder Songa, thank you very much. That's your first time super chat. You used a super sticker, and I most likely slaughtered your name, and I apologize for that. Maybe in your next one, you can give me some pronunciation so I don't sound like a dingus. Yo, bro said, hey, BCB, is it normal to feel more stressed in a bull than in a bear market? Absolutely. In a bear market, you're just chilling. You're just kind of frustrated in a bear market. You're just frustrated, down, tired. I'm throwing my money away because I keep buying this trash. And then when a bull market comes and the money gets a lot bigger, you're watching the fluctuations, right? Like the price of a 1% swing on XRP impacts your portfolio a whole lot more than it did. The numbers change a whole lot more than they did 2 months ago, right? So yeah, it's very normal. It's very normal. And sometimes you have to find your own balance, right? I'm not a financial advisor. It's not investment advice. Contact a licensed financial advisor before making investment decisions because investment is risky. Investing is risky and you could lose all of your money. Sometimes people just got to take a little bit off the table every day, right? Take a small chunk. Take a little bit till you feel okay, right? The Dragonfly Doji. On March 26th, I sold 7,500 XRP for $4,700 to treat myself to a new smoker. Today, that smoke, that is worth $24,000. Now every brisket I eat just tastes of regret. The hard part with that, so I could tell you I'm in a similar boat right now on part of my thought process. I want to buy a truck, but I keep kind of holding off. Like, nah, wait for it. And you're like, well, you know, what could I do? I could sell a little XRP and just pay for it. But what if XRP goes 3x from here? That makes that $60,000 truck a $180,000 truck. And could you drive it? And I've owned my current vehicle for a very long time. Driving around this new thing, being like, this thing cost me $180,000. But I think there's part of you that just has to let that go. Let it go. It is what it is. In the thick of the moment, you just didn't know, right? And everybody's going to be met with that problem. That you're always going to be met with that, especially if we get to $9, right? I guarantee it's going to be we're going to 30. What if it goes to 30? What if it's going to 50 or 589? Global reserve currency. Pay off all the debt, right? Debt ceiling. Pay it all off. It's going to happen with XRP, 589, right? Like you're just going to be met with that every time. And could price go higher than where you got out? Yeah, but it's just going to happen, man. You know, I bet you didn't sell your whole bag though. I bet you just sold part of it. See, all right, man. It's going to happen to everybody. Gibbs, BCB, spitting facts. BCB is spitting facts. I watch others and can see them rehashing what BCB says. Some give him the cred and others don't. Thanks for everything, bro. Gibbs, my man. Thank you very much. Arm Day. Hey, BCB, if XRP has around 30 to 60-ish days before it tops, is that after all-time high breaks, the clock starts, or when it breaks out? We're probably in the clock right now, guys. Arm Day. I mean, if we're going on this, we're in the clock. right? You're in it. You're in the 60-day clock. But like, just everybody chill out on number of days, though. You said it was going to be 30 to 60 days. I don't know the number of days, right? I can give you data points and show you what they look like. I don't have the number of days, though. Like, don't sit here thinking I have the number of days. I don't have a clock that's literally ticking, saying the 30 to 60-day clock is ticking. I don't know, bro. I just can show you how we've behaved and how much time typically elapses, right? But my suspicion would be and I have had this for a couple of months. So whenever I started writing about the rotational top newsletter, whenever that one was put out, that's where it all started pointing to March, right? When we're talking about equity markets, March. We still look like we're pointing to March, and until otherwise, that's going to be my thoughts, unless something happens. Like if this thing gets here in February, or like January 31st, which I do not think that's going to happen, but February or something like that, right? Otherwise, I just kind of have to think on timetables like this and to remind everybody that if we go into full-fledged alt season, they don't last long. They just don't last long. They're vertical, they're straight up, and then they're over. And it's likely we've already done half of alt season already, right? That we've done kind of like the first of the major waves, like we're talking about over there on XRP, that it's already done like the first wave of it. But I'm still looking at March is where I'm at right now. But I keep mentioning maybe early February, maybe mid-February, because I'm kind of leaving that open. But like if you ask me for like to narrow it in, like today on January 22nd, where do I think, like timetable, where am I thinking we're going to march? This thing still looks appropriate for mid-March, but I'm willing to say, whoop, it showed up early. I'm willing to do that if that data presents itself. So there's going to be the reason, like if we're talking about clock ticking or something like that, there's going to be somebody, because there always is. There's 3,692 people watching. There's a couple people who are going to be like, it hasn't been 30 to 60 days yet, though. You said it would take that long. And I know I sound like I'm being a jerk, but I'm just really trying to like not lock myself into a specific number of days. But I always try to reiterate it that it just doesn't last long. Give me one example of like alt season lasting longer than 90 days. There's none. And so what happens is kind of like there's a question earlier saying, hey, do you think this will happen? And then do you think we'll kind of like cool off for the summer, but then go roaring again later into the rest of the year? I just don't think so. We're probably lining ourselves up for what we typically see during the summer, where we have a cruel summer. But I think before that, there's still like all this optimism of spring coming here in the next couple of months. David, hey, 702 from an airport in Vietnam. I'm heading to Tokyo. Sorry I've missed a few streams. Hope everyone is doing well. Thanks, BCB. David, member for 14 months. Brother, thank you. George Rodriguez, or is that Jorge Rodriguez? I'm terrible. I know I speak Espanol very bueno. But Bitcoin looks like it's done a complete Wyckoff since December. Would you agree? Complete Y. Or what's your question? Are we crashing? Is that your question? I think we're in a complicated range. I think a lot of people are making lots of guesses on the different ranges. I think it needs to clean itself up. Like I've said, I think it's just a really complicated range right now. I'm not quite sure on Bitcoin at this point. I know it's hit the waves of equal length level that we've discussed for so long. But until something more clear shows up in here, we'll see. As of right now, though, I mean, nothing has broken in it to scream otherwise that it couldn't pop to the upside in here. But I'm definitely remaining completely non-committal on Bitcoin right now. I gave you guys complete commitment from me for here to 107. Right now, I'm kind of in a non-committal area right now. Polywog. Polywog Wednesday XRP 589. Thank you very much. Carlos, I wanted to say thank you for the amazing content. Carlos, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for both of you guys, John Denver's co-pilot and Carlos. That's your first super chat, guys. Thank you. Degenerate Speculator says, Link Blue Plast is 4.236 market cap extension on its second cycle. This is H-bar second cycle. Otherwise, we are like 25 cents from 4.236 extension already. Does that make sense to be this strong in that case? I don't know what to tell you, man. What is H-bar's up already, what, 500%? 600%? I don't know what to tell you. I mean, maybe it goes past it. I don't know. But what always ends up happening is people don't want it to be they don't want it to hear the music can stop. That's up 675%. What are you talking about? Doubling from here and turning into a 1,200, 1,300% rise. That's not good enough. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. That's just where the number is, right? You saw what happened in 2021. You saw it with your own eyes. Ethereum, Bitcoin, Ethereum Classic, total market cap, total, right? They hit the market caps. You can speculate all you want that this asset won't do that. That is fine. That's your prerogative to be able to do that. But I'm going to point it out to you and say that's where it's at. You can speculate if it is going to stop or not going to stop. It's up to you. Gator. Wait a minute. Y'all are turning a profit. Gator baloney. Arm day. When XRP breaks even higher, violent backtest. Where is that from past cycle we're looking at? What percentage backtest is expected? It's not from past cycle. It's just what happens typically in these full-blown structures that you're looking at big time on this thing. Crash, retrace, reaccumulation, double tap on top of the high. You typically are going to have one push with a violent backtest, V bottom, and then you go on and build your market top after that. So it's not from this, right? This is what everybody's grabbing. It's not from this. If we are to do something like this, instead of something like that, and just go in straight line up format, kind of like we just went in straight line up format in here, right? If you just go like that and do that all over again, like we did back in 2017, then you probably won't see that, and you'd see something like $11. But in a typical crash, retrace, reaccumulation, double tap on top of the high, you're typically going to see that. A breakout, you're going to see two bull flags, a breakout, a violent backtest, a V bottom, and then you go on to build your market high after that. And so I've shown many examples of that over the past 2 weeks. Your best example you can probably go look at is Ethereum. Tales from the Crypt. All right, guys, I got to move faster. I'm at 1 hour and 18 minutes. What up, BCB? Love your work. What's going on with SUI? Is it dead? What's the potential? Is it dead? I'm not pulling up altcoins, guys. What's going on here? Is it dead? I'm surprised there's not the TIA. Is TIA dead? What are you talking about? This thing's up what? TIA's like still way down here, but SUI is up 800%. All right. I got to keep moving. All right, gotta move. We're way too late. Okay. XR Priest. There must be deep human need for a story about why a sell-off happens when it's just simply that there's a lot of unrealized profit in the chart. Yeah. People always want there to be a reason. 702, thank you. XR Priest. A lot of people are in big profits, right? And then there's a lot of leverage in the system, right? And so there has to be a reason. And it's that, well, one of the real reasons is there's probably 1 million people who are 100x long who are in profit. And those people need to be wiped out. Samus, thank you very much. I remember watching you when you had under 5,000 subs and XRP was 23 cents. I still remember your XRP 55 super cycle videos. I bought with you during C19 and when it hit 17 cents. Everyone called us a dingus. Look at us now. Who's laughing now? XRP 9 to 12 and H bar to 3. Yeah. So you're one of the people who were there during C19. We went to 11. And then we went to 17 and a half cents. And then we went to 22 and a half cents. And then Bitcoin went shooting to the all-time high, and XRP shot up into like the 70s and 80s. We were all really optimistic at that point, thinking we were going to get it and we were good to go. And then 5 days after Bitcoin closed above the all-time high there in 2021, the SEC sued. And then XRP dropped all the way back down. And then the 4 years of pain came after that. But look at us now. Justin Min, acceptance is the answer sometimes. 2017 OG. Thank you. Robert Barker, member for 20 months. Hey, BCB, thanks for everything you do. What's your minimum target for ADA? Well, the first thing watching, of course, is the retracement, which I think is around $2, right? But I'm real optimistic on ADA. Like, I have faith in ADA. Like, if I could only have I have a very big crypto portfolio that has a lot of different assets in it. But like, if I was only allowed to own 5 assets, right? It would be Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and ADA, and then like one other one. But like, if I was only allowed to own 5, like that's my conviction on ADA that I would still own it. But like, what I'm hoping for is that we get like that $10 price area. 42 pros. I just noticed that the 4.236 of the March 24 high and the August low for total matches the 4.236 of the December 24 high and the January 25 low with waves of equal length also puts us there. 6.05. All right, let's go look. And then we got to wrap it up. We got to wrap it up, guys. All right, so here's what he's saying he's finding confluence on. I always love this kind of stuff. All right. Okay, so he's saying here to here. Matches the here to here. Oh. And waves of equal length also puts us there. Is it on log that puts us there? From right there it does. And it's pretty close, right? Pretty close. Or what if you do it from like right there? Yeah, hard to say. But close, right? Like if you rampaged the same kind of rampage that we just kind of had. So this range and this range land you there, right? And in the end, this has been the target, right? The target has been the 4.236 of this range right in here. That's what all the videos are from like November of 2023. Things we talked about late last year, back in September. That is the area for this range where I've speculated. There you go. There's a little bit more confluence. That's funny that lands perfectly there, doesn't it? Good eye. 42 pros. Very nice. Sammy, new member, welcome. Kushab, Lakshman. Hey, BCB, with XRP at $9, its dominance will only be about 9 to 10%, assuming total market reaches $5 trillion. Does that seem too low? Thanks. No, it doesn't seem too low to me. I get it. Everybody has their own thoughts on what they think XRP is going to be that's going to take over an entire crypto market. Maybe it does, man, but like I just can't speculate that far. I just can't speculate that far. I can make it a part of like my core portfolio, but it's hard for me to be that. I mean, I get all kinds of messages from people, man, of like what this is going to be. Like, people are speculating it's just going to globally take over. We're going to build the reserves and pay off all the debts with it and all that stuff. I just can't go down that rabbit hole. It's just too hard for me to go down that rabbit hole. Solomon Motubu, what is 4.236? That is the Fibonacci extension. So like in 2021, Bitcoin's range led to a 4.236 extension. In 2021, Ethereum's market cap led to a 4.236 extension. These are common extensions that we see assets travel to, and so that's why we look at it so often. Shiva, thank you for the super chat. Tawhid, man, sincerely, Tawhid Al-Sharif. Man, sincerely, thank you for everything and being in crypto. I've been in XRP since November of 2017 and I've never sold. Wow, you're in profit. Congrats, right? Well, November 2017, right? That was before the takeoff. That was before the big ripper. Jeez, if I can find my stuff in here. All right, this would have been November. Right back in here. So in the lower 20s. So here we are. Here we are. We're waiting for the big moment, right? So, all right, here we go. An hour and 26 minutes. I'm going to do better next week. I went way beyond. I don't know where I went wrong today. You guys were very supportive. I appreciate all the chats, and I hope that you're doing well. I'm really grateful for that, and I appreciate you all just continuously showing up, and we're all in good spirits. We're just making it through. It feels... I know most of my, like, not everybody owns XRP, and I know we've been doing a ridiculous amount of XRP coverage lately. Like, I get it, like, but it's just XRP time, right? It's, we're living our best life right now. So there's a lot of coverage on it right now, right? And we've been waiting a really long time on it. So, thank you for all tuning in and those who are used to it being more broader coverage. I know it's been real XRP coverage, but I still sprinkle in the broader coverage stuff for everybody. And it's important to remember it's not a zero-sum game on one winner in this space. Like we even just showed, believe it or not, HBAR has even performed better than XRP. It's been a better performer. XRP has performed very well, but even HBAR has performed even better. So it's been one of the winners as well. And that translates throughout the whole market. I think, we'll see multiple winners happen here. It's not going to be zero-sum. And I think it's going to be an exciting time moving forward. And I'm just kind of laying the foundation. I know in the stream sometimes sounds serious and kind of like mocking the ideas of really, really high price targets because I'm just trying to, and like in things I write about and stuff that like we've been through this so many times, you guys. We've been through the dopamine hits. You've been through it so many times when you're just high as a dang kite on dopamine, like back in March. Or in laser eyes and diamond hands. You've been high as a kite before. Are you about to let yourself get high as a kite again? Or are you literally going to lock in? This is not being at the casino. You can treat it that way all you want. I'm not treating it that way. There will be everything being thrown at you to tell you it's going higher. You will have every narrative possible thrown at you. You do whatever you want. And I'm sitting here telling you, I think we're going higher. But I think it's going to finally be payday. And I'm just hoping there's going to be a lot of people who do it. And hopefully we can have a beach party. And it's all tough love. It is all coming from a good spot on tough love. I just don't want to see a ton of round tripping. But we will. There's no question we will. We'll see a lot of it. But hopefully it's not you. So, all right. I'm in full-blown ramble mode after an hour and a half of streaming. Tim says I'm jumping on late. I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it, Tim. You guys are amazing. Huge viewership today for it being a pretty calm day and pretty boring day. We're doing well. I don't have anything else to say. What am I even doing here anymore? I'm going to sign off. All right. Check out that newsletter at blockchainbacker.substack.com. Check out bcbacker.com. Have a fantastic day. Hopefully everybody's surviving the cold weather in the United States. We have dealt with a major Arctic blast coming through the country. And, yeah. Oh, frog. Sorry. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
It is Wednesday, my
That's also why I have to keep the streams at under an hour. For those who are just kind of tuning in a lot lately, we did a lot of markets in the morning streams back in 2021. I think we did over 150 of them. So we were doing them literally every day of the week up until June when the kids got out for school for the summer. And I've learned where my brain starts to malfunction at. And it starts to malfunction a little bit after an hour. So we try to keep it under an hour for that, so I can just remain sharp. It is a weird thing to have to keep talking for over 1 hour straight and try to minimize the amount of silence that ends up happening. Your brain is like constantly just go. Don't stop talking. Always continue talking and keep things going. And then after an hour, sometimes I just don't even know the things that come out of my mouth anymore. So, all right. That's it. So yeah, Eric says mark in the mornings used to be 3 hours some days. Yeah. Brutal. All right, we're wrapping it up. Thank you guys so much. PTW hasn't run in here to tell me that I missed anybody. So if I did miss you, I sincerely apologize. It was not intentional. And I thank you all. That's it. I'm wrapping it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you could, please like the live stream and give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.